Hey everyone, I'm David from the podcast team at I-Fal, the English learning app, and I'm really happy you're here with me over a virtual coffee. Today we'll look at a few interesting news stories from Israel. I'll give you simple summaries in English, share a bit of my own Israeli perspective, and tie each story to something we all know, like traffic jams or late-night chats with friends. Along the way, I'll explain a few handy English words in context. Let's dive in. First up, we have some arts news. Noya Schechter was chosen as the new director of Hasimta Theater in Tel Aviv. She'll take over from Irit Frank, who is retiring after 26 years at the helm. So for over 2 decades, Frank built a strong reputation, and now Schechter steps into big shoes. In English, we say retire, LPRVSH, when someone leaves work permanently, usually because of age. It's always a mix of excitement and pressure when someone new takes charge of a beloved institution. I remember a few years ago when my neighbor took over our local youth center, and trust me, every kid in the building had ideas about what should change. Schechter will likely bring fresh energy, new artistic projects, and maybe even classes or workshops connected to our everyday lives, like a play about crowded buses or loud neighbors. It reminds me how culture connects us all, whether you're in a fancy theater or just catching a performance on a street corner. All right, moving on to something that really gets Israelis talking this time of year, Eurovision. There's just 1 month left until the big turquoise carpet event in Vienna, and Israeli singer Noam Betten is ready to perform his song Michelle live on that huge stage. Already his song has been streamed, another useful word, stream, LHRIM, which means to play or listen to music or video online. On Spotify's weekly Eurovision chart, he's in 4th place with over 500,000 streams. Only artists from Italy, Sweden, and Finland rank higher right now. It's quite an achievement, because those countries have big music festivals and lots of fans. Here in Israel, whenever Eurovision time comes, friends gather in cafes or living rooms. We drink coffee or even tea with cookies, and we cheer when the announcer reads out Israel's points. Of course, we hope for a 4th consecutive final. Who doesn't love a little national pride and a reason to celebrate together? Now let's turn to a lighter piece of pop culture gossip. Israeli superstar Omer Adam recently changed his lyrics on stage. In his hit song Queen of the Era, there's a phrase that literally means ungrateful, but in Hebrew it's khbvit tvbh. Apparently, his ex-girlfriend, actress Yael Shabtai, said she was hurt by those words. So at 2 recent shows, one in Cancun, Mexico, and another at a private event, Adam simply omitted the phrase. To omit, LHSHMIT, means to leave something out. It's interesting how singers adapt to personal feedback. I picture him backstage thinking, maybe it's better not to stir up old feelings. It's a reminder that our words, even in a catchy chorus, can matter a lot to someone we know. It's like when we send a group text with a joke that unintentionally upsets a friend. Sometimes we just erase it and press send again. Our last story is about money, specifically, the unseen cost of recent weeks. Shops and cafes near a market in South Tel Aviv tell a sad story. Customers are more cautious now, buying fewer treats, skipping coffee runs, or looking at price tags for the first time. In supermarkets, prices of milk, bread, and olive oil have quietly risen. The report calls it the armament economy in Hebrew, a pun on the cost of daily life turning into big expenses. In English, expense, HVTSH, refers to money you spend. Families say they have to adjust their budget, TKTSIB, cutting out small luxuries, like a weekly pastry or a taxi ride home. I felt it myself last week when I saw that my favorite bakery raised the price of cinnamon buns. On one hand, we all know prices can fluctuate. On the other, it's a real pinch when you check out at the register. Maybe you remind yourself, I'll make my coffee at home today. Or, I'll carpool with a friend instead of driving alone. Those little decisions add up. So, to recap, we talked about Noya Schechter taking over a legendary theater, Noam Betten's surge before Eurovision, Omer Adam omitting a phrase for personal reasons, and the effect of rising prices on everyday shopping. Each story shows a bit of Israeli life, arts and culture, music and fandom, relationships and sensitivity, and of course, how we manage our money. I hope these summaries helped you pick up some new words and feel more confident with English. I really enjoyed helping you learn some English today. Remember, if you want more practice, listening, speaking, or reading, check out the I-Fal app. Lessons are only 20 shekels per session. Thanks for listening, and talk soon.